This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by UVet.
Well, I'm back at UVet in Newburgh. This is Dr. Turpin. And Dr. Turpin, who's with you?
This is Deanie.
Deanie. So tell me about
Deanie is a green cheek conure. She is my own personal bird. She was actually adopted from California, where she was kind of found wandering by a family that brought her to a clinic there that only treats birds. And so I spent some time out there during my 4th year of vet school, and she came home with me.
She came home with you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hoosier land. All right, so we were talking about bird ownership just a minute ago. So you have a lot of birds in your practice. What do people need to know about their nutrition? Because it's not a dog or a cat.
Yeah, it's not. And the challenging part is you walk into a pet store and you're going to see all kinds of seed mixes and seed, and then you're going to see recipes online for things called chop. And there's a lot of information out there, and there's no way necessarily to easily tell what's good and what's not. So what it comes down to is that most of these kids, people think they need seed, but seed is actually really high in calories, high in fat, and it's low in things like vitamin A and calcium. So if you have a bird that's laying eggs, their body is going to deplete itself of calcium very quickly because the seed diet doesn't have enough. And so what we really push for is for these kids to be on a formulated diet, so a pellet diet, which is what these kits over here are. This is one of the many companies that puts out pelleted diets, but it's one of the best of those companies in that they have multiple different forms, and they're one of the unique ones in the fact that they have what are called nutriberries, and you can see those kind of right here. Nutriberries and avicakes are two food types that they look like they have seed in them, and they do have seed, but instead of it being a fiesta mix where they can go up to the bowl like a child with a bowl of celery and M&Ms,
pick out something.
they pick out the M&Ms and they leave the celery, right? Well, that's what fiesta mixes and seed mixes are to birds, is they pick out the M&Ms and they leave the pellets. With this, the seeds are glued together by a formulated pellet paste, essentially. And so it makes it so instead of being able to pick it out, to get the seed, they have to eat the things that make it complete and balanced.
Yes. Well,
and so it makes it a complete and balanced option. So this company has put out these diet conversion kits to help with owners that are having trouble converting their birds, which usually come on a seed diet, which is not healthy for them. And it helps convert them to a pelleted diet.
Well, I wonder, because I think if we've had parakeets or a bird in our lives, we just had bird seed because we didn't know. We thought we were doing the very best thing.
Exactly, and that's what most people think, and a lot of people, they're like, oh, my bird wants all the food I'm eating, and so they'll get other things as well. And these guys really, the little parrots are not carnivores. They're not meant to eat meat, and it actually can cause heart disease in them if they eat
it. Does that in people as well, so good to know.
They aren't meant to have dairy. They can't digest it well. It can cause issues. And a lot of the time in those seed mixes, even, you see birds that have a lot of liver issues because of the lack of vitamin A, respiratory issues because vitamin A is involved in the respiratory tract health. You see obesity, which can also lead to heart disease issues. And they actually, of all of our pets, dogs and cats, they'll get congestive heart failure, but they don't have heart attacks per se. They don't get atherosclerosis, which is what people get, where you get plaque buildup in your vessels. Birds get that. And so they're more like us in terms of the heart disease that they can get.
So interesting. So like human beings, the perfect diet. You just need to know the perfect diet. Can we purchase these items here?
Yeah, so these are actually provided by Lefebvre to any of our clients that come in that are wanting our help with converting. They're free kits. We can get more of them. And so we've got varying sizes. So we've got budgie size, we've got large macaw and cockatoo size, we've got conure size. They just come in all the right sizes for the different types of birds that we are likely to see that should be on this style of diet.
Thank you so much. Something for every bird. We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.
This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by UVet.